Hi everyone, this is Supratik Acharya and thank you again for joining back my channel. If you like the content, kindly do make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified every time we post a video. Today we'll be going to discuss about three scenarios. Firstly, we'll be going to discuss about Xavi staying. Secondly, Frankie's situation and what we can expect out of it. And thirdly, we'll be going to discuss about Bernardo Silva and what we can expect from that situation as well. So, firstly, Xavi's situation. So, Laporta is supposed to have a meeting on one-to-one basis with Xavi today. The agenda of the meeting is the agenda of the meeting, it seems like, will be basically discussing about the longevity of Xavi's tenure at Barcelona and what we can expect whether Xavi will stay or not. I believe that after this meeting we can actually have a pretty much an idea about whether Xavi will stay or not ahead of next season and what we can expect from Xavi and what are the ifs and buts that Xavi will clearly mention to Laporta as well. See, Xavi is not worried about his wages. Always he has stated the fact that he can even go wageless. He can do whatever it takes to coach Barcelona, and definitely he is sad about being treated by Barca fans that way because he's a club legend. He expected himself to be treated like that. So it's quite understandable from Xavi's perspective as well. We need to respect his decision as well. Um, Xavi has clear. Laporta is thinking of actually keeping Xavi. He has already mentioned it multiple times that he's very keen to keep Xavi. Also, he has clearly mentioned to Deco as well to give Xavi whatever he is asking for. But then there are these situations in Barcelona is probably not in favor of Xavi. The reason is Xavi is expecting Bernardo Silva. He's expecting a top-notch pivot like Zubimendi or Kimmich. But the thing is, uh, Kimmich is a very likable replaceable for actually Frankie. He's very kind of similar to Frankie. We'll come to that later on. But Kimmich is very similar to Frankie, to be honest, and Zubimendi has no intentions of leaving his club as it seems like currently. So it remains to be seen what happens in the due time. But as of now, Laporta wants Xavi to stay, and Xavi is also keen to stay if he is getting his guarantees. So he will be today discussing with Laporta on a one-to-one regarding what are his expectations ahead of next season and what Barcelona needs to guarantee what they will be giving to Xavi just to make sure that he gets a proper team which he will be able to field. Because as of now, it's pretty understandable for the fans as well that we don't have a proper DM, we don't have a pivot in our team, we don't have an attacking midfielder, we don't have we don't have a winger in the left wing. Like I have previously explained to you guys as well that Cancelo is somebody who will be going forward, but then we need to have somebody who will drop back as well, right? We need to have somebody like Balde because he used to go attacking, but then also he used to drop down. Cancelo is somebody who will actually run up the pitch. He will just be he will be an attacking. He's very good in offensive, but when it comes to defensive errors and defensive lapses, his probability is just a bit too high. So that is the first thing. This is what Xavi's situation is, and only time will tell whether Xavi stays or not at Barcelona. And definitely, by the looks of it, it seems like Xavi will stay, but then whether he will be getting what he is asking for remains to be seen. So that is the latest update on Xavi staying. Definitely, once the meeting is over and we get to know from other sources the latest happenings and everything, surely will update to you guys. Surely will let you guys know so that you guys are also pretty much well aware of what is the latest happenings, whatever is going on, right? The second thing is Frankie's situation. Frankie's situation, honestly speaking, these rumors have been going on for many years now, but then it seems like this is a bit different this time around. The reason I'll tell you clearly, the reason is Frankie's wages are a bit too high. Frankie is actually getting a high salary here in Barcelona. His wages are a bit too high, though he has taken a wage cut and everything, but Bartomeu has given him a wage structure which doesn't fit into the club. And honestly speaking, Frankie is that kind of a player who will allow Barcelona to actually get a lot of wages. He will actually help Barcelona to make a lot of transfer money if he's down on the market. But then it remains to be seen whether Frankie actually is interested to leave the club, because as he has previously mentioned as well, he is very keen on staying at Barcelona. He loves the weather, he loves the club, he loves the people, he loves the fans. So it remains to be seen whether Frankie wants to go out. But definitely Barcelona is looking at, because Barcelona, see, from Barcelona's standpoint of view, if you consider yourself being Barcelona, there's no doubt about it that Frankie is a gem of a player. He is very good. But then also you need to understand the fact that whether Frankie, because we are not yet in the one-to-one rule, right? We need to actually strengthen our club, we need to actually strengthen the pivot position, we need players, right? But then we need to have exits as well. And Frank is that one player, honestly, which the club actually feels like if he is out on the market, he will be able to bring in a lot of money as transfer. Even if he's the latest transfers rumors says that Bayern is extremely interested to sign Frankie. If that is the case, if actually Frankie is to join Bayern, obviously Barcelona would be expecting something around 70 or 80 at least, right? They wouldn't let Frankie go in a transfer fee of less than 70. I personally don't think so. They will be expecting you. You remember the times when he used to play for Ajax? He was so good on the ball. Like I still remember, he was playing. Ajax was playing against Real Madrid, and he was actually taking Real Madrid upside down. Like he was just toying with the Real Madrid at that time. Real Madrid, which had Modric, Cruz, and so many other players, right? So that is how good Frankie was. That is how good Frankie is as a player. So we need to see. We need to only time will tell us what Laporta and the board decides on Frankie's future. But then I personally, Frankie is my favorite player in Barcelona team. I genuinely love the way he dribbles around the ball. He's so comfortable. He's so pleasing to the eye. When when Barcelona is not able to build up an attack, you will see Frankie just dropping down and helping to build the attack. But then I understand from Laporta's point of view as well that Laporta, if Barcelona is to strengthen their team, is to actually strengthen their lineup, definitely there need to be some exits as well, because you can't make entries only to the club. You also need to make entry exits as well. For some big exits, I don't think that currently there's no talk about Rafinha going out because of the way he has performed in the big matches. He has performed this time around in Champions League. So it remains to be seen if Frankie is actually going out. But then I wouldn't love that. But then it makes sense. It does make sense, because Frankie is genuinely a gem of a player. But then where he is playing versus the wages he is getting. Like Laporta is actually now deciding on what is his wage for every player. He is actually analyzing it this way: what is his wage versus what he is giving to the club. So for each of the player, if you see some players like suppose if you're saying that why Roberto is staying, Roberto is on very low wages. He is absolutely on negligible wages, plus he is a very good backup, right? He's a backup player, and he knows that he's a backup player, and he likes staying that way. Like he wants to be there at Barcelona, so that is his priority. But for Frankie, he wants to be a starter. But then also, if he is wanting to be a starter, he is not a DM. He can't play as a defensive midfield. He is not attacking midfielder. We will be having Pedri, Gavi, Bernardo Silva stocks are also coming in. So we'll be going straight to Bernardo Silva as well. So Bernardo Silva, Pedri, Gavi, we have Christensen. If we have a pivot. Then how many players can we accommodate in that midfield? We can't, right? So that is what we need to see. I understand the fact that the more options you have as a coach, the better it is. But then considering Barcelona's recent situation and Barcelona's stance, I don't feel like Frankie. This time it just feels something different. Like it just feels like maybe time is up for Frankie. Personally, I would be very sad if that happens, but then the club always comes first, right? Coming to the third topic that we'll be going to discuss is the Bernardo Silva situation. So Xavi has clearly mentioned that he is a huge fan of Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva also has made it very official that he wants to leave Manchester City at the end of the season, but it remains to be seen if Barcelona is able to pay the release clause that is currently at 58 million. So suppose you are paying all out, you are paying 60 million for somebody who is turning 30 this year. Like, so you are paying 60, you can't expect Bernardo Silva to be getting that amount of transfer. You can't be expecting Bernardo Silva to generate you that kind of a transfer fee maybe 2 3 years down the line, because he will be turning 33, and probably no, none of the European clubs will be putting in that amount of money for a player like Bernardo Silva. Not that he hasn't got good qualities. He has immense qualities, to be honest. He's gem of a player. He's one of the pivots in the Manchester City side under Pep. Pep has always mentioned that how highly he rates Bernardo Silva. But to be honest, still it is for Barcelona, even if he is taking some wage reduction just to come to Barcelona because his dear friend Gundogan is also here. It's still a lot of money for Barcelona, considering the situation that we are in, considering the financial instability and everything revolving around the club. So it remains to be seen whether Barcelona would be able to pay this 58 million. But then, if we are able to make negotiations with Manchester City and bring it down to at least 40 to 45 million would still be fine, I believe. Would still allow Barcelona to just think about something, to just make some just do something about it, right? Because Bernardo Silva, obviously, with every, like, he's pretty similar to Lewandowski. We brought Lewandowski, he performed, he didn't perform for some time, he again performed. He is a gem of a player, he's a gun player, but then also we need to make sure that they're hitting. Their peak days have also gone. So they are at their peak, but then they won't be in a few years' time, right? So we need to think about that as well. How long he will be playing for Barcelona, and what if it doesn't work out the way we expect it to be. So that is all I had for you guys in today's discussion. Everything regarding the latest transfer rumors, whatever is going on in the Barcelona circuit and everything. So I just wanted to give you guys all the updates. Hope you like the content. If you like the content, kindly do like, share, and subscribe, because it helps us keep going. And do post your comments as well if you want to, if you want me to make any changes. I actually try to make it as engaging as possible, but then surely any feedback is valuable. So thank you all again for joining back, and we'll surely meet in the next video, right? Thanks. Cheers. Viscal Barca.